As we've been telling you, at least 8 people are dead and dozens more have been injured after an explosion in the center of Beirut. Among the dead, Lebanese security chief Wissam al Hassan. He had been leading the investigation to the assassination of the former Lebanese Prime Minister Hariri. In the last 15 minutes, Hariri's own son, Saad, has blamed Syria's President Bashar al-Assad of being behind this attack. Well, let's take a quick look at exactly where the explosion happened. It was in the Lebanese capital of Beirut, in a square in the east of the city known as Sassin Square. It's a residential area in the mainly Christian Ashrafiyeh district. What do we know then about Wissam al Hassan, who was killed in this bombing and presumably the chief target? Hassan was a chief aide to former Prime Minister Al Hariri, some even saying he was his right-hand man. He had returned to Beirut just a day earlier. He was a part of the investigation that implicated Syria and later on Hezbollah in Hariri's killing in 2005. But Hassan was a divisive figure in Lebanese politics. He'd also recently uncovered a bomb plot that led to the arrest of a pro-Syrian politician, Michel Smaha, leading some to suggest that he had been targeted by Syrian agents. And let's go straight now to Rula Amin. She is in Beirut. She's in fact very close to where this explosion took place. And Rula, as you know, many accusations that this is the work of Syria. Why would people be saying that? What is the evidence that the authorities might have gathered so far that points in that direction?
Well, we don't know about the evidence, and the authorities are not pointing the fingers to Syria. It's Lebanese politicians like Samir Ja'ja'a and Walid Jumblat who are. Samir Ja'ja'a said that Syria killed Wissam al Hassan because of Wissam al Hassan's efforts and achievement in uncovering that plot about Michel Smaha, the prominent Lebanese pro-Syrian politician who was accused of plotting to trigger sectarian strife in Lebanon through assassinations and explosions like this. We also heard from Walid Jumblat, who said it's Bashar al-Assad himself responsible for the killing of Wissam al Hassan. What's interesting also that Jumblat was very keen to say we're not going to accuse any Lebanese factions of this killing. It's Syria who is responsible. And as you said, Saad Hariri himself, the former prime minister, made it clear he accuses Syria and holds its government responsible. And if you look at the streets here in Lebanon, the supporters of the March 14th coalition, especially the Future Movement supporters, the Sunni community, they feel it's their loss, it's a severe blow, and they have taken to the streets, blocking roads, burning tires, and in some areas already exchange of fires, like in Tripoli, between the districts of Bab al-Tabani and Jabal Muhsan. In the Bekaa Valley, also many roads have been blocked, the main roads have been blocked, and many armed men are on standby, gathering on the street. Also, a main highway that connects the southern Lebanon to Beirut had been blocked by supporters of Saad Hariri protesting the killing of Wissam al Hassan. Already this country is boiling. The killing of Wissam al Hassan could trigger more violence, more problems for Lebanon. And that's why we're hearing now from some of the different politicians trying to contain this crisis. Hezbollah came out, strongly condemned the killing of Wissam al Hassan and said they also condemned this attempt to destabilize the country. We heard from the State Department, the US State Department, we heard from the French officials, but all of them were also calling on the Lebanese officials to be wise and to try to contain the situation.
A lot of finger pointing, as you say, Rula, not likely to help ease the escalating, increasing political and sectarian tensions of late. What more can you tell us, though, about the sophistication of this attack and how it may have been carried out, whether the authorities think one person might have carried this out or whether it may have been a group of people?
We have to say the authorities are what they're saying is very minimal. Most of what we are hearing is from different sources, but not official sources from the government. All the government did is that they acknowledged that Wissam al Hassan was killed in this attack. They didn't even give an official number on how many people were killed, because we know in the car itself that had Wissam al Hassan in it, there were also other people in it. There were at least 4 bodies. They could identify body parts for different bodies, for four different people. More people were killed, stand-byers in different cars. So it's still early even to determine how many people have been killed. What we know is that this is a very sophisticated attack and a determined killers. Wissam al Hassan was very keen on his security. There were attempts on his life before. That's why his security around his movement were very tight. Very few people knew how he moved or when will he go to his office, when will he go to his home. He always had different convoys. He always had decoy ways in order to camouflage his movement. Yet these killers were able to get to him, and to get to him very badly. I will try to explain to you. You see this building, this is not where the explosion happened. But this alley, just a few meters, maybe 100 meters there, and if you go to the right, that's where the explosion took place. And one eyewitness told us he saw a big crater in the middle of the road, and he got to the site of the explosion less than 2 minutes after it happened, and he said he saw at least 10 cars on fire. Now, it doesn't mean that these 10 cars were with Wissam al Hassan, but it shows how powerful that explosion was. There are many speculations on what was Wissam al Hassan doing in this area. Some people say it was just a decoy route for his office. Other people are speculating he was actually in the company of a prominent Syrian opposition figure going for a meeting. So many rumors, so many theories. We don't know. The bottom line is that he was killed. His supporters and the supporters of Saad Hariri are very angry, and they are on the streets expressing that.
And this explosion, Rula, taking part in a busy part of Beirut, as well as taking place during rush hour when many parents are rushing over to schools to collect their children, which explains also the large number of injuries we have at this stage. The authorities saying that there are about 80 people who've been injured in addition to the 8 confirmed deaths. The accusations that we were just talking about a short while ago coming from mainly the anti-Syria March 14 coalition. Rula, I wonder if there's been any kind of reaction yet from the opposing side, from March 8th and the allies within that grouping.
Yes, as I said, we heard from Hezbollah, and they strongly condemned the killing of Wissam al Hassan, and they condemned what they considered an attempt to destabilize Lebanon. Also, we heard from the Lebanese government, which is a government of the March 8th coalition with Prime Minister Najib Mikati and Walid Jumblat. Walid Jumblat himself is within this government, and they also condemned the killing. They said they declared tomorrow as a day of mourning all over Lebanon for the killing of Wissam al Hassan. The Prime Minister, Najib Mikati, promised people that he will do everything possible, that his government will do everything possible to find out who the killers are and to prevent such similar attacks in the future. Now, these words are not going to assure many Lebanese, because people throughout their experience with the Lebanese security and with the different Lebanese governments, very few cases of such bombings and such assassinations that their killers were discovered, or that there was a conclusion to such investigations. So many people are not waiting for an official investigation to conclude. In their mind, they are set on whom to blame. They are convinced, especially the supporters of the March 14 coalition, this was the work of Syria, to revenge for Hassan's role, not only in uncovering the plot of Michel's Smaha plot, but also in his role in implicating Hezbollah in the killing of Hariri, his role also in supporting the Syrian opposition.
Rula Amin in Beirut, thank you very much, Rula.